Siblings, what is the reason why you hate each other? My sister is infertile and I couldn't be happier. I, 28F, have an older sister, Angela, 30F, whom I have never liked. She'd always had to compete with me, but never in a normal sibling rivalry way. Throughout my entire childhood, she always seemed resentful of my existence, as the spotlight couldn't perpetually shine on her, so she had to step on everything I enjoyed. For instance, if I learned piano, she had to learn piano. If I excelled at a subject, she suddenly became a scholar in it. If I told I had a crush on someone, she would be dating that boy in a week. I would always tell my parents when she did this, but I was disregarded because sisters copy each other, and I can't gatekeep what she likes. She'd always monitored the activities I did and the clothes I wore so she could outdo me. There was also more praise that followed Angela, even if I took the initiative to begin the activity first. She was praised because she was better. My parents would miss work to attend her dance recitals, going to every single one as if the world would stop if they missed any of them. However, when it came to my recitals, they were stuck at work or were otherwise preoccupied. She would make comments under her breath around our parents. Whenever our parents weren't around, she'd tell me how much she hated me and how I should stop trying because I would always come second to her. She would also physically bully me at school. She purposely tripped me, threw things at me, and hit me in the hallways on a nearly daily basis. The school had gotten involved multiple times, threatening Angela with suspension, and my parents fought it every time. My parents repeatedly told the administration that this was a family matter and we were just bickering like normal sisters. She was never once reprimanded by our parents. In one instance, she was caught trying to hurt a cat on the school fence, and my parents still defended her, saying this was normal teenage behavior. I was often in trouble because she would start crying, saying how she was being targeted by the school when I had antagonized her. After one of these occasions, she had cut and bruised herself to prove that I was the aggressor. I became an outcast due to Angela's malicious rumors, so it was difficult for me to make friends. I resorted to only befriending people from other districts. She eventually made sure I had no one close to me by stalking them, befriending them, and telling all my friends lies about how I was favored by our parents and how I constantly bullied and belittled her. She even stole boyfriends of mine doing this, convincing them I was horribly mean and an awful person that copied her every move. Once, she catfished me on social media for 4 months. She baited me into sending her lewd photos of myself, which she then proceeded to send to my parents and everyone else in school, including the teachers. Later on, she told one of the boys I liked that those were actually her pictures and I was the one who had catfished her. On the day of my high school graduation, my mom sat me down and told me that Angela revealed all the horrid abuse she had suffered at my hand, and that I was no longer welcome in their home. I was forced to move out the next day. I couch hopped from friend to friend until I could get settled onto my college campus. My parents made very few attempts to communicate with me after that, only the occasional holiday and birthday text. All financial aid also abruptly ended as soon as I stepped foot on campus. I met my now husband shortly after this, and we were married within a year. My parents did not feel inclined to attend my wedding or even congratulate me. I informed my parents when I had my first child 8 years ago as an opening to reconnect with them, but they have made no attempt to contact or meet any of my 3 children. From what I heard about Angela, she got married to one of the boyfriends she stole from me in high school. She's been posting about her infertility issues and how she can't offer my parents their first grandchild, as if my children didn't count or could even be considered part of the family. After years of silence, I received a text this morning from my mother. "Hey, it's me, your mom. We haven't talked in a while, and I miss you terribly. I wanted to let you know your sister just had a miscarriage earlier this week. Angie and Justin are struggling a lot right now. Send something a little sweet her way, I'm sure she'd appreciate it. Get back to me. I love you. I hate to say it, but I'm glad she's suffering. I'm glad she doesn't get to be a mother. I'm angry at my parents for expecting me to have any sense of obligation to her. I don't even have any sense of obligation to them. They always believed her and dismissed me. I was always the problem child, and it's strange how my mother can be so warm to me when asking me to do something for my sister. I do feel some sort of sadness for her unborn child, but I refuse to offer any condolences to my destructive narcissistic sister, who has been justified in her bad behavior since birth." I decided not to respond to my mother. I blocked both of my parents and I thought it would end there, but when does it ever? The next morning, my phone was being flooded with texts from my other relatives. Most of the messages consisted of me being told I needed to answer my mother's calls, and how heartless I was being. I proceeded to block all of them as well. I got a message later on from my cousin, telling me that there was a family gathering, and a lot of things were being said about me. About how I was an abusive ingrate because I wouldn't talk to my Aunt Kathy. About how I needed to be invited to more family events so I would come around and agree to become a surrogate mother for my sister. About how they only need to keep me around for about a year or so and then cut me off again. Reading those messages made me want to throw up. Did they think my uterus was some sort of fish hatchery that can be bought with some kind words in a casserole? I'm officially done with every single one of them. If they try to come around and find me, I'm going to get a restraining order placed before they can even darken my doorstep. Between the weak conspiracy they've come up with to try and use me like a baby bargain bin, and the nasty words they continue to speak about me, I will no longer claim to have a family outside of the one I've created.